Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Friday Live. My name is Ashley Hay, and today we are talking Christmas, of course. So we're going to be having a look at making some Christmas wreaths using the wreath kit designed by Cobweb's Craft Studio and available from any Powertex supplier near you. So hop in and let's get started. And I am so thrilled that you guys are here with me today. So just drop me a comment. Let me know that you're watching. It's always nice to know who I'm actually talking to. So can you guys believe, it is only 4 weeks until Christmas? This year has just gone in the insane blink of an eye. And so 4 weeks, the countdown is on. So let's get the Chrissy decos done. And hopefully I inspire you for a bit of arty creativity this weekend. So let's take a look at the art table. So I've got lots and lots of things happening over here. And so of course, what we're going to use is we're going to use the wreath kit that I showed you last week. And so there is a ring in that one. If you don't have a ring, then you can just find another ring anyway. So any ring will do. So just find one from the hardware store, off casts. What about a bicycle rim or something like that? So let's get recycling, and that's what I'm talking about today, is how fantastic Powertex is for actually using rubbish as well to actually turn into really incredible things. So you can see what I've done here is on this ring, I've got some plastic bags. So who doesn't have a stash of plastic bags that they don't want to throw away to landfill? I've still got a stash that from when we were using them. And so I've started to think, well, let's get it into the artwork. So all I'm doing is I'm going to form the actual shape of the wreath, actually using plastic bags, and I can use a bit of masking tape just to hold it on there like you can see there, and actually start with playing with some string, and the string will tighten it down. But not only that, when I put my I can tape over the plastic, obviously, so the Powertex sticks to it, but then I can still actually tape across the top of it to create more texture. So it's a bit of fun, it's a bit different, and I'm sure that you guys, once you start playing with it, you'll actually work out ways. So anything you want to recycle, you can actually throw in as stuffing in your artwork to build out the form. So we're talking, you could use newspaper actually crinkled up and put in as well. And of course, you've seen me using alfoil, which I do love because you get that lovely shaping with the alfoil. You can actually shape and mold it as you go, so which is really, really nice. So, hey, I have got someone on here. I don't know who they are. So hello and welcome. So plastic bags. So what I've actually done with these ones is I've actually tied them in a knot so that it just tightens them up a bit. So instead of it being really bulky, it just goes into a narrower form. So with this very thin plastic bag, I could have doubled it over, but I thought I'd just show you. That's essentially what I've done, is I've just tied a series of knots and I've just pulled it into a shape so that that plastic is already really condensed down and is really nice and tight. Hey, Natalie, lovely to see you here from Queensland. And Natalie, Bravo, of course, is coming up, the opening of that tomorrow. So hope all that goes well for you. So the Art Bra exhibition, and if people would like to learn more about that, it's on, the Bag End Studio website and also Facebook page, so you can check that Bravo out, and I'll share it as well to my page. So here we go. So I've really condensed that. So that is really, really firm. And Natalie's also saying she can't believe it's almost Christmas. 4 weeks today, Natalie. So can you believe that? So there we go. It's nice and firm, nice and tight. So that's essentially what I've done here. But the other thing that you can do, of course, is you can just get it and you can kind of scrunch it on, and then you can just use a bit of tape to secure it and then use your string to actually make it nice and tight. I do find like that it's a little bit more fluffy and a little bit harder to control. So it's a lot easier to just actually condense that down with a few knots to start with. So there we go, a way to, then of course you could use your plastic bottles as well. So with your plastic bottles, you know, you just need to make sure that you do put masking tape on it, and then the Powertex will stick as well to the plastic bottles. So we can use anything. So let's get recycling and upcycling and repurposing with Powertex and get Christmassy at the same time. So like I say, you might even find an old bicycle wheel or whatever. So I can then join that on for a bit more bulk in this area. And then like you can see here, I've actually bound it with some string. So when I bound it with the string, I just put a little loop. Where is it? A little loop in one end. So I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can hold it up for you. There we go. So it's just got a little tied loop in one end. And then, you know, you can just basically thread that first bit through, and then away you go, just basically tie wrapping that in. Now, if you're clever with macrame and different knots and strings and things like that, what I would do is get your plastic into the form first that you're sort of looking for, and then actually, oops, my string broke, that's all right. And then actually tape it, and then still take some string over so that you get that really nice textured effect that you're starting to see on there. So of course, then when you get your fabric strips and you use your Powertex with it, make sure that you're not just doing it onto the plastic. Although having said that, you will find that with wrapping it on directly onto the plastic, it will work because you're going around in a circular motion around the ring. So the fabric will actually be adhering to itself as you go. So that should be fine too. So whatever way you would like to do it, if you have a tip and you've used plastic bags and you've done lots of stuff with plastic, and then let us know any tips that you guys have. But because you are going around in a circular motion and you have got the strips, then you should find that it is sticking to itself. So, of course, if I was doing a wreath, I would probably use wider strips than this, because then I'm going to get some nice texture as I go. If I use this, it will be, you know, almost like a string by the time I'm actually pulling it on. So it would just take longer. Whereas if I use a wider strip, it's going to be really fast to cover my wreath. So that is one way that you can go. I'm just checking. Natalie's just saying, oh, a bicycle wheel. Why haven't I thought of that? So why haven't I done that yet? So yeah, so a bicycle wheel would be awesome. I'm only thinking bicycle wheels because I'm throwing things out at the moment, and one of them is actually a bicycle. So, and I'm looking at the wheels going, maybe I should keep those for some artwork. What do you keep? What do you toss? Having a big clean out at the moment. As some of you know, I'm actually moving out of my studio that I've been in for 11 years, and I'm moving back home. I've got a lovely big shed there, and I've got a really big deck area, so I'll be running my workshops from there, and yeah, leaving the space here. So 11 years, it's time for a change, and yeah, so that's what's happening, which is why I'm throwing things out. So crazy. And then I'll probably go searching for a bicycle ring, which is hilarious. Okay. Hey, Barb. Lovely to see you here. Oh, you're just finishing your angel. Lovely. Awesome. I look forward to seeing her when she's done. So make sure you post her in the Powertex Australia Creative Hub. All righty. So that was the plastic basically on that circular rim. Now let's take a look at another one. So this one here, it doesn't look much at the moment because it's all black, so you can't actually see. If I hold it up though, it's very, very, very textured. So anything mixed media that you actually do, you can actually do on these rims. And of course, this is actually shaped and finished. So you can see that I'm good to go with actually doing some decoration on it. So I could actually dry brush back into that with ivory. I could take some red Powertex onto it, or I could actually take metallic or matte pigments and colour it up that way, depending on how I feel on the day. Now let's take a look at this one. So for me, this is looking a little, it's sort of at that ugly stage. I actually did a demo on this one, so I really like this bit, and I quite like this bit, but together I don't really like them that much. But by the time I've got things on here, I think it'll be fine. So this was a demo piece to show different textural effects. And so this one, I've actually used ivory Powertex over the top of red, and I've sprayed it with the original Vista. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about and you are new to Powertex, you will find plenty of free content that you can actually access. Is subscribe to the YouTube channel, Powertex Australia, and you'll find lots and lots of content on there. So there's Friday Live since 2020, February. And there's also a lot of tutorials and lots of information about Powertex as well, actually on the YouTube channel. So check it out. And of course, if you are a Facebook fan and you love Facebook, then you'll also find all the Friday Live videos on the Powertex Australia page under the video section. So like I say, since February 2020, there's loads and loads. So you can actually go on and have a binge. And have a watch and learn heaps. And we've got Marette, I think. Sorry, I can't see with my glasses. From Northern Norway. So welcome and thank you for joining us. So great to have you here live. It must be very early there or very late, either one. About 7 hours behind here, I think you are, or maybe 8. So yeah, middle of the night for you probably. All right, so there we have them. So let's take this one. And I thought what I'd do is I'd just show you a couple of ideas. So I've got this Merry Christmas piece. Now this actually comes in the bauble kit. So there's a bumper bauble kit that is available, and that actual text actually is in that. And then of course you've got you've got a stencil, and you've got some chippy shapes, and you've got your wreath in that wreath kit. So check it out, have a look, find it online, and see what's in there. I should have had a slide for you guys so you could see it. Never mind. I might do that up for next week if I remember. So we can actually glitz that up. Now, let's take a look. So you can make all sorts of things for your wreath and actually add it to it. So this is actually something that I've made, and it's actually for my Christmas tree. So I will be putting it on the Christmas tree, but I thought you could actually do a really nice adaptation of that. Maybe make it a bit smaller if you wanted. So how that is done is that is wire, and then it's got masking tape on it, black Powertex. These little beady bits, they are just styrofoam beanbag balls, and they have been coated with red Powertex, dipped into the small 3D balls, and then I've allowed that to dry, and then I've repainted them with red. So they come up just a treat. They look absolutely amazing, and they're perfect for that, for exactly this, because they're just a fabulous size. Now, if we take a look at these are holly leaves that again have been made. So they've got a wire just down the middle, and they're done with masking tape. So, and then painted with the green Powertex. So I could actually assemble those 3 leaves together and then put something like this onto there. And you can see already that's starting to look a lot nicer once we're just seeing this part as a base, and we've got, you know, a bit more interesting focus. So that's a possibility. You can hand make everything for your wreath, or you can find, you know, some other things from the cheap shops, and you can actually Powertex them if they are fabric-y. So Natalie's just saying, oh, she loves the sprigs, that they're fantastic. Thanks, Nat. They're a little bit fiddly to make, but they look amazing once you've made them, and the silver glitter on the back black Powertex just works really, really well. And as you know, I'm not really much for my bling, but I do love a little bit of sparkle at Christmas. So if we take a look at this one, this is very plasticky on the rim. So what I would do is I would just tape where I can, simply because I'm going to want to join some of that area actually onto the wreath itself. And I can just tape it, paint it, and then actually use a little bit of stone art just to attach it to the wreath. So the stone art would be a perfect fix for actually adding anything to this wreath, because it gives you an instant stick. So if you don't know about stone art, there is a video that tells you what is stone art on the YouTube channel, and you can check that out. This again is another thing just that has been, you know, found or purchased, or it's in my Christmas sort of stash. And, you know, there's lots of things that you can pick up that are pre-made, that you can actually just add on as elements directly if you don't fancy making everything. So you can actually do that. Here's another idea for you. But sometimes what you can do as well is you can kind of look at these things and you can go, well, I want it to be handmade. There's just something so nice about handmade. And so, you know, you can sort of get an idea of how it's been put together, and then you can go, okay, I need a few elements. What are my elements going to be? And then I'm going to hand make it. But if you want, you can just purchase it. Takes a bit of the fun away, but you know. And little pine cones are just absolutely brilliant. So, you know, like I could sit that on there if I had a series of little cones, which would look really kind of cute and nice. And remembering, you know, we might have our sign going across the middle there. And so you just need to keep in mind, you know, sort of what other elements you've got going on, so that anything you do actually is interesting. I've got lots of these little angels. They are super cute. So I've just basically Powertex that with some green Powertex. And so, you know, again, that could be added on as an element anywhere. The other thing that you could do is you could go with natural materials, and you could go, you know what, I want to make like a bush natural wreath, and actually use some natural materials. Now, again, I have made some masking tape leaves. So these are just beautiful. They are, I think we'll just go in for a closer shot of those. So they are actually done with masking tape and just the wire through the middle, and then ivory Powertex and Bista, and they've been cracked. So they are a lot of fun to make. They come up beautifully. I might just move this so that you can see them better. They come up really, really beautifully. So if you want to have a go of those, you can have a go of those as well. So, and you can imagine added on to, you know, a more natural coloured wreath like done with, like, say, bronze Powertex or whatever. So there's a few ideas for you. And so what I want to do is I want to have a look at, Donna Ray has done a few beautiful finished wreaths. And so that was one of her, Donna Ray Muir, that was one of her wreaths that was actually on the cover for today's live. And her work is beautiful. She's over in Victoria. And so let's just put that banner up, so, and take a look at that. So these are the Christmas wreaths done by Donna Ray Muir. They're beautiful. So you can see what I'm talking about there. That natural one, she has actually used the masking tape leaf idea on the natural one, and she's also wrapped it with t-shirt material. And so you can see how awesome that looks. So that is done with bronze Powertex, and then she has used bronze gold on that to sparkle it up. Maybe rich gold, but to me it looks softer, like it's actually the bronze gold. The other one is my favourite. I absolutely love the grey and white one. It's just beautiful. It's so tasteful. I love the different colours in it and the way it's blended together. And I love her holly leaves. So I believe she made the holly leaves as well, but you can see how she's put those stick elements across that. So just such a lovely sense of design and assemblage, and her artwork is gorgeous. So you can check out more of what she does. She is in the Powertex Australia Creative Hub. You can drop her a line and say, hey, I love your artwork. But yeah, so that's her lovely bit. So next week, we are in for a treat because Renee Warwick from Renoir's Funky Designs is going to come into Powertex Australia, into the studio here. And Renee is going to show her wreath that she has made, and she's also going to do a little bit of a demo to show you some Christmas trees. So this is the sort of Christmas tree. Hers are different. This is just an example of one of mine. I've also got a white one. So there's so much possibility, and of course on your Christmas table these look really magic. They're super simple to do. You can do them on a polystyrene cone or on a cardboard cone. So get yourself a hold of a few of those and you can play along next week if you like. And if you would like to do a wreath yourself, like I say, check out the Christmas page on Powertex Australia. Go there, have a look. And if you can't find anything, contact anyone who supplies Powertex near you, and they'll be able to help you and get what you need. So are we inspired? Let me know what you're going to make this weekend in the chat. So yes, if you're in to make a Christmas wreath, or if you've got a different idea, then let me know. And of course, there's lots and lots and lots of stuff that I'm sure you have in your stash that you could actually put onto some beautiful Christmas decorations for your table this year. So this is just an example of something else that I actually just had. I've got some little reindeer heads as well. It's amazing what you find when you actually go digging into your bits and pieces. So Natalie is just saying that she loves Donna's work. So yeah, it is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, Awesome. Someone else is saying, hey, I don't know who it is, but say hey back. Let me know your name. And I'm sure I know you. All right, everyone. Well, let's have a lovely Christmas creative weekend and week. And I've got lots of things to do with packing up my studio. So for me, it's a bit of a mix of a little bit of art and more moving. So, but I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend and that I have inspired you to actually create this weekend. And don't forget the Bravo exhibition opening this weekend at Bag End Studio in Yaringapilly in Queensland. So if you are near there, you live near there, get along and go and say hey to the gang of artists from down the rabbit hole. And also there's so many events happening over the next week as part of that exhibition. So I hope it all goes wonderfully for you, Natalie, and I'm sure we'll hear all about it. We'll have to get you on a live and have a chat at some stage about how it all went. Okay, and have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Don't forget you can drop me a line on the Powertex Creative Hub. If you haven't joined that, then that is the place to connect and ask questions. And if you're stuck with anything, we're happy to help. So there's always someone on there that can answer you. So if it's not me, the group is so fabulous. Everyone helps each other. Alrighty, ciao everyone. Have a wonderful weekend and I will see you next week. Ciao.